This is a song I wrote out in Grover during one of the George Bushes. The funny one, the one who did all the gaffes. Anyway, so I was pretty pissed off. But now I look at him, and to be very truthful, I look back on him wistfully, wishing that we had him back. But that's just me. It's written in the style of a spiritual, although it's more a political song. I don't belong here, this is not my home. This is not the land I'm free. With the stranger trying to take my words, trying to make my Lord away from me. My deceiver, he will promise you things we never will. I don't believe him, I know what I see. Maybe in a land she is free. Oh, how long, Lord, do we have to wait for that precious freedom you did foretell? All the people gathered for the call of that blessed trumpet of Gabriel. They'll deceive you, playing up the fear, try to make us live the way they say. I won't go easy fighting for my soul. We will not prevail in the game. I'll not be hopeless, I will not give in. I will not forsake the things I see. I will not give up this fight in my heart. I for a world that will be free. Oh, how long, Lord, do we have to wait for that precious freedom you did foretell? All the people gathered for the call of that blessed trumpet of Gabriel. Blessed in the well souls, crying out for justice to believe. Oh, how long, Lord, do we have to wait for the promised things we will receive? All your children crying in Babylon, there's a Redeemer to take my hand. Invitations after my ragged past for the journey to the promised land. Oh, how long, Lord, do we have to wait for that precious freedom you did foretell? All the people gathered for the call of that blessed trumpet of Gabriel. Oh, how long, Lord, do we have to wait for that precious freedom you did foretell? All the people gathered for the call of that blessed trumpet Thanks.
We're going to be doing pretty much all originals tonight except for a couple of timely songs.
Through the treetops, the sun still rises every day. The rain may wash away my teardrops, but this pain will never go away. Don't tell me my love has to leave me. My heart will never be at peace. I wander this world filled with sorrow till death brings me sweet release. Her smile was as sweet as the morning that beckoned a warm summer day. Her hair would shine in the sunlight and capture my heart in its way. So don't tell me my love has to leave me. My heart will never be at peace. I wander this world filled with sorrow till death brings me sweet relief. The joy of our love seemed endless, so sure we were safe from all harm. But a sickness took hold of my sweetheart and cast her away from my arms. But don't tell me my love has to leave me. My heart will never be at peace. I wander this world filled with sorrow till death brings me sweet relief. The words at the graveside were empty. I trod that path to my home. I shut that door to my cabin, intending to never return. So don't tell me my love has to leave me. My heart will never be at peace. I wander this world filled with sorrow till death brings me sweet relief. Till death brings me sweet relief. Thanks. I wrote that on between Torrey and Teasdale. I had to pull over because I couldn't write.
Good idea.
I couldn't write down and drive at the same time, so it's one of those pulls off along the highway before you make the left-hand turn to Teasdale. So right in this neighborhood.
Hang on.
people. No, you're not. You're not wrong. It was me.
Yeah.
I should have been on 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Mistake number 1. Capo in the wrong place. 1, 2, 3. Every bird sings in the morning. He doesn't care what's going down. Finds that seed, then looks for another on the wind. Flits around. Doesn't care truth or lies. It's all the same on the day he dies. Every mother's child, hold your hand up high. Feel the sweet wind blowing your way. Every child born to trouble can't escape day and night. Walk this road one step and another, never sure what's wrong or right. Well, you can smell the air, there's rain on the wind. You're feeling that joy, there's hope again. Every mother's child, hold your hand up high. Feel the sweet wind blowing your way. Sweet wind rising, can't you feel it rising? There's a sweet wind rising on your troubled soul, a sweet wind blowing your way. Don't want to fuss and worry. I don't care what's around the bend. Good and bad, I can't tell the difference. Love is all that I want to send. I don't know truth or lie. It's all the same on the day I die. Every mother's child, hold your hand up high. Feel the sweet wind blowing your way. Sweet wind rising, can't you feel it rising? There's a sweet wind rising on your troubled soul, a sweet wind blowing your way. A sweet wind is rising, can't you feel it rising? There's a sweet wind rising on your troubled soul, a sweet wind blowing your way. Sweet wind is rising in your troubled soul, sweet wind blowing away. Little instrument switch.
So this song, oddly enough, was also written in a car. So I was on a river trip with a good friend of mine, Jim Ayton, and we were in Desolation Canyon. Anybody ever run that river?
That's a lot of people.
And so we took a little trip up from the river to a big overhang in the rock, and up there was this old moonshiner's cabin. I mean, it almost looked like an Indian dwelling because it was all just stacked rocks. But then it had this door, and it had a little window from an old carriage, an old oval window with with beveled glass. And we looked around and we eventually found the old still that had been wiped out by a rock fall. But then a couple of years later, I was driving down I-15 in a state car, and the only piece of paper I had in the car was the log for the state car, you know. And this song just came to me, attacked me, so I just had to pull off to the side of the freeway. The same thing, but, you know, I had to, like, write it all between the lines on this log sheet. But it's a true story. I'm a guy that's kind of about true stories, so this is one of them. You ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Out on the reservation, where the white man rarely goes, there is a little cabin where a sweet spring flows. Old moonshiner's cabin, more than 50 miles from town. A firewater canyon where the law can't track him down. Down in desolation where the green river cuts, a wild place for protection for his bootlegging run. He worked hard for his money, Ben Morris was his name. His whiskey tasted mighty fine at the end of a hard day. Well, he came from Oklahoma to be a cowboy in Browns Park. Married Josie Bassett, he was husband number 5. He had one blue, one brown eye, one they say was glass. He hated sheep with passion, said they ruined all of the grass. People always liked him, though he often broke the law. Spent some time in prison, shot a sheep man that he saw. When he was hunk and angry, so mad he shot it fail. Lucky that the both of them lived to tell the tale. Just takes yeast and water, lots of corn and a still, barrels, bottles, funnels, and a place up on the hill. Hauling on a pack train, whiskey aging on the run, freezing in the cold, cold rain and baking in the sun. Down in desolation where the green river cuts, a wild place for protection for his bootlegging runs. He worked hard for his money, Ben Morris was his name. His whiskey tasted mighty fine at the end of a hard day. His whiskey tasted mighty fine at the end of a hard day, of a hard day. So here's a song about Abraham Lincoln and his assassin. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. John Wilkes Booth was a Southern man, son of an actor in Maryland, bound for fortune on a gaslit stage, bound to die at a tender age. Washington to Baltimore, played the Bills and he slept with whores, and he burned inside with a hatred deep of a man who calls the South the weed. Young Abe Lincoln wasn't young no more, tired old man when he won the war, and he dreamed at night of his death by the hand of a bitter world and a faceless man. And he saw his body in a ghastly dream, $2 on his eyelids lay. Abraham Lincoln died today. And they said there were 5 and they said there were 10. Some said there were never more than just one man who'd smile to see Mr. Lincoln dead. In the name of God and Dixie, name of God and Dixie. John Wilkes Booth and his band of men had failed before, but they vowed again. When the Friday came with a fickle sun, then Booth declared the day had come. Notes were passed and the guns were brought behind the Marissared's boarding house. Sealed in a note, Booth named just 4, but the gallows swang with many more. Some said there were 5, some said there were 10. Some said there were never more than just one man who'd smile to see Mr. Lincoln dead. In the name of God and Dixie, name of God and Dixieland. John Wilkes Booth went to his grave with a bullet in his neck and a broken leg, a patriot in his fantasy of redemption, grace, and bravery. Those that were hanged and those that spent their lives behind a jailer's fence, only Booth could prove them free of the taint of the conspiracy. And they said there were 5 and they said there were 10. Some said there were never more than just one man who'd smile to see Mr. Lincoln dead. In the name of God and Dixie, name of God and Dixieland. In the name of God and Dixie, name of God and Dixieland. That's a wonderful song. It was a commission, basically, that Tony Rice asked Mary Chapin Carpenter to write for him. And he does it about twice that fast. But
We can't even think as fast as he plays it.
This next one is kind of lighten things up a little bit. There's another true story, and this is about a couple that I knew down in southern Utah back when I used to live at Bryan Head, and had some friends down even farther south. And I think this song tells the story. Plants are all dry, the cupboards are empty, meals go uncooked, there's dust everywhere. Won't have a thing once we pay off the lawyers, and all they will call us will be divorcees. Well, you take the new car and you take the pickup, I'll take the old one that we wrecked last year. You take the dog, the house, and the TV. I'll just take this broken ashtray. Goodbye to my lawn, goodbye to my Chevy. Adios, my old armchair, I'll see you in heaven. We won't have a thing once we pay off the lawyers. All they will call us will be divorcees. People once said we were such a great couple of what remains to be seen. Now after counseling and assertiveness training, people just say we should be divorcees. Goodbye to my lawn, goodbye to my Chevy. Adios, my old armchair, I'll see you in heaven. Won't have a thing once we pay off the lawyers, and all they will call us will be divorcees.
A little slower this time around.
What's that?
I'll do it a little slower this time around.
Okay, whatever you want. It's your song.
1, 2, 3, 4. Driving down through the ends of Borrego, endless range of Gobernador. Desert raining just like it used to do. I nearly see you on the seat beside me. I'm pulling over, the tears are falling free. The heart remembers, thoughts are turning to you. Amelia, Amelia, feel the burn of the flame I carry for you. Body gleaming like the taste of heaven, yes. Skin rich with the smell of cinnamon. Pulled over and you drew me closer to you. Shared a breath and you kissed me slowly. Breath tasting like cloves rise so deep and falling, tumbling through. Amelia, Amelia, I feel the burn of the flame I carry for you. The sound of love set our spirits free. Paradise blooming all around me. This wicked world can't live with a love so true. Wicked words at the kitchen table, they threw me down. I'm a fallen angel behind the wheel, sitting, don't know what I will do. Leading over with the engine running, and the tears are falling on a life becoming ragged. Now I'm still in love with you. Oh, Amelia, Amelia, feel the burn of the flame I carry for you. Amelia, Amelia, feel the burn of the flame I carry for you. Wicked world can't live with a love so true.
Thank you. Hey, I got some friends that have driven a long way to be here tonight. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Kevin, as most of you know, I'm the fire chief of Wayne County. Well, Kevin was my absolute best firefighter at Bryan Head. And he went on for a long career in the fire service along with his wife, Michelle, and now they're retired in Beaver, Utah. And Kevin and I have a lot of stories, don't we?
This is a song I wrote after my dad died, so it's kind of a bummer of a song. But Steve wanted to do it. He thinks it's a beautiful song.
It's a beautiful song.
Normally, I don't submit people to this kind of...
Will, you write and play some of the saddest songs that anybody I've ever played with does. So.
That's true. Well, this is one of them. Get these words out. Don't sing it very often, so I need my words. I have words written on these pieces of paper. Good idea, words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Time I did walk proudly On this earth I'd go my way, choosing when and where I'd tarry, as I pleased I'd go my way. Now darker days have come before me, thorns and vines beset my feet, sorrow fills the air around me, sorrow's hard the day I grieve, cherished one, I dearly love you. Though you left, you've gone before to your heart. My soul will guide me. Though you roam the other shore. Angel lift this heart of trouble, lead us to the open door. I would walk on the road of wisdom, the water I would feed my soul. Help me live these precious children, and may I find peace inside, knowing when and where to tarry on this earth to live our lives. Now we're doing a more or less of, well, it's a song written out of stories that my step-grandfather, Arthur Chaffin, told to me. He was always nuts about finding gold. He had gold claims everywhere. He bought up Cass Heights claims.
Could I get a glass of water?
That's what. That was sign language for water. Let that tap run for like 10 seconds.
Okay, where's the cups?
They're in the back. You got to rinse it out.
Okay.
Behind the sink. It's coming.
Anyway,
Grandpa Arth, he talked a lot about stuff. Gold mines. I mean, when he and my grandmother got married, in fact, they went on a trip around the West, and he kept visiting all of these gold mining towns, old ghost towns. And he kept saying to my grandmother, wouldn't it be great if we lived here and I could work these mines? And she was like, every time, no way in hell am I going to be out here living in a gold mine, a ghost town. So they never went for that. She did go with them down to the Height Ferry and ran that Height Ferry for quite a few years.
There's a sign around here.
Up there. Chaffin
Over the
Ferry.
door there, the Chaffin Ferry. There you go.
Yeah, I need water too, as it turns out. And there's part of the song where he got shot at in Goldfield, Nevada. And that came about because after a while he figured, because he was a surveyor, he knew how to pace things off pretty well. And he went out and looked at everybody's claims, and there was very often, because these gold miners weren't surveyors, there was gaps. Like you'd put your stake in and you get a certain amount of ground. Somebody else would put a stake in on their claim, and there'd sometimes be 20 or 50 feet between their claims. So my grandpa would go out and there he'd set his claim in there. Somebody would always think that, he was trying to claim jump on them, and they would shoot at him. Seriously. So that's one of the verses in the song where I talk about that. So anyway, yeah, he left here and he came back and bought up Cass Heights claims and tried to work them for a while. Never really made any money. But he did, I read an article in an old magazine where this reporter found them on the San Juan River, Grandpa Arth and his uncles. And they pulled out a fantastic amount of gold in 2 weeks. Went home and bought a truck with it or something. So, sometimes he got gold, other times he didn't. Anyway. One, two, three. I rode out to California. I heard there's gold there in the ground, scratching through those rugged mountains. Desperate times was what I found, but there was color all through my diggings, just enough to turn my soul. Enough to keep me going back into that cursed hole. You see, trouble is my close companion, ever near to my door. It's a feeling driving me onward, driving me to look for gold. Across the backward, back to Nevada, stake my claim near Tonopah. The hard rock miners named it Gold Field, a field of gold I never saw. But there was men there quick with a pistol, quick to steal and show their hand. Bullets striking all around me, but in the end, alive I stand. Trouble is my close companion, it's ever near to my door. It's a feeling driving me onward, driving me to look for gold. I laid out sacred digging, Klamath River just in the fall. I saw those great hydraulic engines play their claims out, they took it all. I hunkered down all through the winter, every day in the rain and fog, at my sluice box, cold and weary, but in the end, I'm leaving it all. You see, trouble is my close companion, ever near to my door. It's a fever driving me onward, driving me to look for gold. Well, in my, sorry. My dreams, I journey homeward. I build a stake and figure my plan. I know there's gold in the Colorado. Maybe there I'll make my stand. You see, trouble is my close companion. It's ever near to my door. Driving me onward, driving me to look for gold, driving me to look for gold.
This next song is another true song. It's about a guy most of us in southern Utah have heard of. It's a song that co-wrote with a guy from an old band of mine. He wrote most of it. I just kind of finished it up. But it's about Roost. Anybody heard of him?
Just gotta make sure.
While he's tuning, I want to tell you about another little project that we're doing with Entrada. Kate McLeod and I, most of you probably know Kate, we're talking about Will's music one time, and I said, you know, he's also got stories that just go on and on that go with the songs. And so we're starting to film a documentary about Will and his songs and about his many great adventures. So watch for that information. We'll be putting it out on the Entrada website and Facebook, and there'll be a GoFundMe to try and pay for all the video editing and everything. But we've already got probably 10 hours of footage, and we're really excited about this project. So you heard that story. Well, jeez, he's got so many. Ready?
I'm ready.
He heard the call of the wild, so from LA he did go. A young boy who was searching for what he did not know. Came to Arizona, to the desert to be free, where water as good as gold, the land of the tumbleweed. He walked to the edge of the earth, heard the voice of the ancient one, echoed a long time ago beneath the fiery sun. With his trusty burro, he went to the heart of the land, deep within these canyons, soon become a land. Tell me, where did you go? Did you find the heart and soul? Where did you go? Everett, where did you go? told of a beauty that few could understand. Ancient cliff dwellings made of rock and sand. He told of the hawk that danced on the sky. The smell of a thunderstorm, you know it made him high. He painted red sandstone, faces with no name. He only knew the simple life for which he felt no shame. Made friends with the Navajo and he learned of their ways. Powers of the desert, its rules you must obey. Tell me, where did you go? Did you find the heart and soul? Where did you go? Oh, Everett, where did you go? Escalante, Utah is where he'd last be seen. Fell in love with a Mormon girl, but he knew they couldn't be. His spirit yearned for the wild, yearned to be free. To sleep beneath the moon and stars, there was too much to see. Reckless abandon, his Watson say he died. He may have slipped on the loose ends on the crevice he'd have lied. Others say he never died, his spirit does still roam. Deep within this beauty, his spirit does call home. Where did you go? Did you find the heart and soul? Where did you go? Oh, Everett, where did you go? Another true story that's coming up. How many of you ever run the Salmon River? A couple of you. Well, up there on the Salmon River, you get to a place called Buckskin Bill's, and even to this day, it's a little place where you could stop and you can get a beer, you can get ice cream, you can get Buckskin Bill T-shirts and whatnot, and this is a story about this guy. He moved up there. He'd been somehow involved with the nuclear program in World War II, and then he was pretty much fed up with society, and he just took his pack animal, came down from the canyon, and here's the story. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. On the Salmon River, Buckskin Bill lived on the Salmon River, and I guess he always will. Roll on, Buckskin Bill. He built a little cabin and a handy blacksmith shop. Forest Service burned him out, but him they could not stop. He went back to 5 Mile Bar after his cabin fell. Built a handmade cannon, said he'd blow 'em all to hell. Roll on, Buckskin Bill. Buckskin Bill, Buckskin Bill, lived on leather, bone, and wood was known both far and wide. Building handmade muskets when he was 75. Roll on, Buckskin Bill. $50 in a year is all that he did need to buy just a few things he had no sense of greed. Roll on, Buckskin Bill. Buckskin Bill. Buckskin Bill lived on the Salmon River, and I guess he always will. Roll on, Buckskin Bill. On the Salmon River in central Idaho, there still his soul lives, though his body got too old. Roll on, Buckskin Bill. Buckskin Bill lived on the Salmon River, and I guess he always will. Roll on, Buckskin Bill. Roll on, Buckskin Bill. Well, it's almost Easter, and they're fighting in the Middle East. They're fighting in Ukraine. I don't think this is what Jesus wanted. Here's a song that Steve Earle wrote.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. I woke up this morning, none of the news was good, and the death machines were rumbling across the place where Jesus stood. And the man on the TV said it always been that way, but there's nothing anyone could do or say. And I almost listened to him, almost lost my mind, that it regained my senses again. Looked into my heart to find that I believe the one fine day the children of Abraham will lay down in peace forever in Jerusalem. Well, maybe I'm only dreaming, maybe I'm just a fool, but I can't remember learning how to hate in Sunday school. Somewhere along the way I strayed, and I never looked back again, but I still find some comfort now and then the tune comes rumbling in, and I can't lay me down, and the drums are drumming again, and I can't stand the sound, and I believe there'll come a day when the lion and the lamb will lay down in peace together in Jerusalem. When the storm comes on, and there'll be no wire or walls will wash this blood from our hands, and all this hatred from our souls. And I believe there'll come a day when the children of Abraham will lay down their swords forever in Jerusalem. I believe there'll come a day when the children of Abraham will lay down Thank you.
If you see the stranger on the trail by the river, or you see him riding across the canyon floor, listen, son, take your sister, run to the cellar, hide yourselves, and bar the door. There's been word through the county inquiring about me, and if time brings trouble, he'll be coming to the farm. He can listen to reason, there'll be no conversation, and he means to do me harm. He's a dangerous man, cold vicious outlaw, and he's died by his hand. Fear in his name, Mr. Jackson, already his unfinished business. He's a man of desperate pain. The next day early in the morning, I was walking my boundaries. I heard his hoofbeats, so I crouched to the ground. Then he drew from his scabbard a Winchester rifle, and he swung that barrel around. But in that moment it took him to chamber the cartridge. I jumped to the side to hide behind a big old tree. Then he saw his exposure and fired off a warning, and then he rode off fast and free. He's a dangerous man, cold, vicious outlaw, and he died by his hand. Fear in his name, Mr. Jackson, already is unfinished business. He's a man of desperate fame. Now I feel my advantage, 'cause I know well the country, and I know him to be of intemperate plan. I think I know where he's headed, where he'll find cover to ambush and shoot his man. Since he knew my location, I lit off through the sagebrush to circle around him, running quieter than fear. Then I spotted his horse. God, I see his location. I see him in the clear. Then I took a moment to quiet my breathing. Then I raised my rifle slowly, taking careful aim. When I squeezed the trigger and the morning exploded, I sent him to his grave. He was a dangerous man, a cold, vicious outlaw, and he died by his hand. Fear in his name, Mr. Jackson, already unfinished business. He's a man of desperate fame. And I took his horse back to my pasture to feed him. Called to my children, saying everything is fine. Then I fell to my knees, and holding my children, I finally broke down and cried. He was a dangerous man, a Old vicious outlaw, many died by his hand. Fear in his name, Mr. Jackson already is unfinished business. He's a man of desperate fame. He was a man of desperate fame. Okay, well, can we do one short one? Okay, because we got one that should hopefully take the dread out of your hearts after hearing that last song.
This is a song that I wrote in a moving car. There seems to be a theme here.
Yeah.
And I was on a trip with my girlfriend back in like 1971 or something like that, in my 1929 Model A Ford. And we left out of Denver, Colorado, and we went up through Glacier Park and into Canada. Yeah, they don't want to see us anymore. But we went all the way across Canada, and halfway across Canada, near Winnipeg there, something didn't feel right with my Model A. Well, I built that thing from the ground up, and I knew every quirk of it, and I thought, there's something wrong. So all of a sudden, out in the middle of the country out there, there was this antique car museum. So I pull in, and I say, hey, you got a mechanic? And they go, yeah. Well, I was a mechanic too, but he came out, we went for a test drive, he says, man, there's nothing wrong with this car. There's nothing in this museum that runs this good. You've done a great job restoring it. And so we drove on, and it just kept getting worse. And so finally I pull over to the side of the road, and I think, I got to pull the oil pan off of this thing and make sure I don't have a rod bearing going out. So drop the oil pan, and I'm going underneath there. There's mosquitoes about that big, and they're just attacking me. And I finally find one rod, and it feels just a little bit loose. And so I took that rod cap off, and I looked at it. It was shattered, and the whole thing just fell apart in my hand. And we're 100 miles from Winnipeg. There's nothing else out there. And so I'm thinking, well, we're kind of screwed. And but then I remembered the antique car shop that I worked at. There was an old farmer came in one day, and he told me a story about when he was taking his Model T to market with a whole load of slaughtered hogs and smoked bacon and all sorts of stuff. And he took a piece of bacon rind and made a new bearing for his Model T so he could get into town. So I thought, damn, if only I had some bacon rind. But I didn't, of course. But what I did have was a leather belt, about like as wide as this one. And I cut off a bit of that, soaked it in oil, poked a hole in it for where the oil had to go up into it from the splash irrigation system that they had down there, and put it back together and drove it all the way into Winnipeg. So later on in the trip, we were going down, and we were near Joplin, Missouri, and of course that was a place that Mark Twain hung out, and all of a sudden this song came to me. Well, we took a trip in the summertime through this land of hills and trees. We thought we might do some camping on the banks of old Lake Louise. Got there, it was too crowded for us to pitch our tent. There was a sign on each of those camping spots. Here's how it went. Winnebago, 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 Winnebago. Well, a Winnebago's a camper. It's a regular home on wheels. You see one out on the highway meal. Some got kitchens and showers. Some got TV and stereo too. I heard they got a new model. It's even got a swimming pool. Visiting 42 campgrounds, driving up a dozen Jeep trails. We camped on a log in the river. What up the river should sail. Yep, you guessed it. Winnebago, 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 Winnebago. It was a Winnebago with pontoons, lawn chairs out on the roof. The whole thing struck me sort of funny. I thought it was some kind of spoof. But the people were more or less real. They sat and watched their TV. As they floated past, they were singing this song. These words came down to me. Winnebago, 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 Winnebago. Everybody. Winnebago, 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 Winnebago. One more time. Winnebago,
Winnebago, Winnebago, Winnebago, Winnebago,
go home. Hey, that's it, folks. Thank you.
Thank you to Will Barclay and Steve Lutz for a fabulous evening, and thank you all for coming.